Hey y'all, it's your girl Missniecytv, and I'm here to do a review for Sistas Season 6, Episode 11. The episode starts off with the Preston still high from the night before, and he walks out of Danny's bathroom with her work uniform on. And I'm like, Preston, was the read really that good? But Preston said he gotta go to work, and he can't be late for work, and Danny tells him, you don't work at the airport, I do. Then he sits down, starts looking at the stove, telling the stove to lock, and he starts talking a whole bunch of jibber-jabber. He don't know who he is and where he at, but he finds his way to call Zach, and Zach is like, what do you want? But then Danny grabs the phone and tells Zach that she needs help because she ain't never seen nobody like this, and Preston's lost it. Zach said he'll be over in a minute. Then at Maurice and Calvin's, Calvin is talking to Maurice and he asks him what's wrong, because he could see that Maurice is down. Calvin goes, what's up with all the jokes and the diva extravaganza? You're not being your normal self. Maurice says, well, I confessed to everything. I told Logan that I was the one that did the crime and I'm facing 15 years. I'm just waiting for them to call me so I could turn myself in. Calvin goes, you can't do that because you're not the one that did the crime. Maurice is like, well, I got Sabrina into this mess and I'm going to take her out of it. And I'm like, you can't tell Maurice nothing at this point. He's going to do what he's going to do. You feel like he's helping Sabrina by doing this. So Calvin says, I can't let you do that. I'm calling Sabrina and let her know what you did. Sabrina's like, he can't do that. He's not the one that did this. Q did. Then we have Sabrina going over to Maurice and Calvin's, but she calls Danny first to let her know that she can't make it to lunch. But Danny tells her that Preston's lost it, and she asks, what does that mean? Danny goes, I gave him some of my weed, and he's not acting right. Back at Danny's, Zach finally arrives, and he walks in, and he sees Preston dressed in the skirt and the top. He's like, what kind of freaky stuff y'all got going on here? I'm not going to judge. Then that's when Danny tells him that she gave Preston some of his weed and he's not acting right, and she thinks that she broke him and he's not returning to his normal self, and what should she do? Zach tells Preston, look, I'm gonna make you some coffee, just go change your clothes. Preston's like, well, I'll make my coffee like I like my women, black and strong. I'm like, Preston, really? But before Preston comes out, Danny tells Zach she ain't never seen nobody act like this over weed besides Zach the time that he got high and he went in her bathtub with a cowboy hat on. Zach is like, don't bring that up. Preston comes out with new clothes on, but he comes out with his shirt on backwards. And Preston comes out and says, ooh, I feel comfortable. My balls couldn't breathe in that skirt. Then Zach asks Preston, are you good? Preston goes, yeah, I'm good, my ninja. And I'm like, Preston, you can't be saying stuff like that. Saying stuff like that will get you hurt. And Zach almost squared up with him, but he realized that he was high. And Zach said, I gotta go. So Zach leaves. Danny leaves out the room too. And Preston, under his breath, calls her the B word. And I'm like, Preston, you really trying to get hurt today. Back at Maurice and Calvin, Sabrina finally arrives, and she's like, Maurice, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Maurice is like, I'm doing this for you. Sabrina's like, well, you shouldn't have did that. Q is irresponsible. I don't hate people, but Q is making his way up on that I hate you list. Sabrina's like, you shouldn't have done that. You should have called the lawyer before you did that. Maurice is like, wow, I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway. Sabrina's like, lucky for you, I called the lawyer and he said that you shouldn't have did that. Sabrina, Maurice is stubborn and there's no more convincing that you can do to make him change his mind. It's not going to work. Then over at Karen's salon, we have Pam, Aaron, and Zach outside, and Zach comes over to hand the check to Pam for the salon. He tells Pam, while looking directly at Aaron, if Karen needs more, tell her to hit me up. I'm like, Zach, didn't you just tell Fatima that you're not going to have any conversation with Karen unless it has something to do with the baby? Zach, what is this? Over at the law firm, we have Hayden, Gary, and Andy talking, and Gary tells Andy that she owes him an apology. And I'm like, what does she owe you an apology for? Telling the truth? Or is it the fact that she bruised your ego and hurt your feelings? But Andy tells him that she can't talk right now because she got work to do. Once Andy leaves, Hayden is talking to Gary, and he's like, so you talking about me? You're no better than me. Gary goes, at least I know where my girl is. Hayden's like, you ain't got a girl. Gary's like, yeah, you right, that's my wife. Hayden's like, stop playing. Hayden's freaking out because he ain't heard from Tamara since she left. Gary offers to call somebody and have her tracked down. I'm like, Gary, both of y'all need to stop with y'all creepy antics, because it's not going to get y'all far in relationships. And do you really think by having her tracked down she going to want to stay with you more? No. That's when Zach walks up and he greets Gary and he just looks at Hayden, and Gary asks Hayden, what was that about? Hayden's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, Hayden, does Zach really intimidate you that much? Then we have Zach sitting down with the family attorney to discuss his case about getting custody of Michael. And the attorney tells him that they don't have records of that lady calling CPS, the neighbor that was peeping out the window when Zach and Fatima went to go visit Michael. But the attorney says he'll make some calls and he'll see what he can do. I don't know if it's just me, but the attorney seems very shady, and I think that he will do stuff to damage the case instead of help it, because I think he likes Fatima in some sort of way. The attorney tells Zach that it is rare to get full custody of a child since he just obtained paternity. But Fatima gives up the information about the lady that she found. She says that her name is Margaret Kelly and she lives on the 5th floor. I'm like, Fatima is a lawyer by day and a private agent by night. Because I know how she got the information, but dang, that was fake. Once the attorney leaves, Zach and Fatima are having a conversation in her office, and Fatima goes, you want to get full custody of him? Zach goes, yeah. Fatima goes, well, I thought we were just trying to get joint custody. Zach says, I wanted to get joint custody at first, but when I seen how he was living, I decided to go after full custody. Fatima's like, this is a lot. I thought we were just trying to get joint custody. I didn't know that we were trying to have a toddler full time. Zach goes, I know we didn't talk about this, but this is something that I want to do. Fatima looks very unsure and worried about it. And I'm like, yeah, because y'all didn't talk about this. Y'all talked about getting custody, but not full custody. And Zach, why would you wait till the day of to talk to the lawyer to tell her that? Zach is like, you sure I should do this? Fatima's like, yeah. Zach is like, are you sure? Fatima's like, I have no choice. Zach is like, you do have a choice. But you always say that I'm with you, but when we get into the thick of things, you're not with me. But you have a choice. You can decide to do this or not. I'm like, Fatima, you do have the choice to stay or go, but you want to be labeled as a ride or die chick so bad that you would rather sacrifice your own happiness. Then we have Andy walking into Fatima's office all suspicious and weird. She starts talking jabber-jabberish. She starts acting really weird, and Fatima can sense something's up. And Andy tells her that Gary's out there, and she asks if she'll stay in the office, and Zach shakes his head no, but Fatima says yeah. And then Andy's like, what's going on in y'all world? Zach is like, you should know, you was there last night. Andy's like, yeah, but I don't want to talk about it. Then back at Maurice's, the officer calls Maurice and lets him know that he's ready for him to come in, and Sabrina's like, I can't let you do that, and I'm calling the lawyer. Sabrina says, if you're going, we're all going. So they all leave so that Maurice can go turn himself in. Then Karen shows up to the salon, and Aaron's like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be here. Karen's like, I just came to check on you. Then Pam hands her the check from Zach. She's like, what's this? Pam is like, it's a check from Zach. She's like, oh, I don't need him or his money. She takes the check and rips it up. I'm like, Karen, girl, you're not going to get that money again, so you better take it, but you ripped it up, so you blocking your blessings. You're never going to get that money again. She decides to call Zach and let him know that she ripped the check up. And Pam is just standing there in shock. Girl, I'm in shock too. So she calls Zach, but Fatima answers the phone and she goes, "Oh, it's you." Fatima's like, "Yeah, it's me." Karen's like, "Just to let you know, if you come by my house again, I'm gonna shoot you." And then Fatima's like, "You better have a fully loaded clip." Karen's like, "Trust me, I will." Fatima's like, "Actually, you know where to find me. I'm at the law firm. You know where to find me." Karen's like, "So you don't believe I'll do it? You don't believe I'll do it?" Fatima's like, "You ain't about that life. I am that life." I'm like, "Yes, Big Tima, you better show up and show out." Zach snatches the phone from Fatima and Karen starts talking to him, telling him she don't need him or his money, and Karen's gonna take care of the child by herself. Zach doesn't have to worry about her no more. She don't need him or his money, and that Zach is gaslighting her and making her crazy, and that she gonna come up there and shoot Fatima. And I'm like, "Girl, go to the nearest mental hospital now." While Andy is sitting there talking to Zach and Fatima, Karen calls her. And Fatima tells her to answer the phone while she's sitting there, and Zach tells her to go outside. So Andy goes outside the office and she talks to Karen, and she tells Karen that you're scaring me right now, and where are you? Because I'll come talk to you. And the whole time, Karen is like, show them. She's like, "Show them what?" "The email that I sent you, the email that I sent you." That's when Fatima walks up and she's like, "Show me what?" Andy's like, Nothing. It was just something that Karen sent me. It was actually an email." Then Fatima's like, "Since you don't want to tell me, I'll find out myself because you forgot that I have your email." That's when Fatima opens the email and it says that Zach is the father. And I'm like, "How is Zach the father when you didn't even get his DNA?" Because you have to have the baby's DNA and the father's DNA to do a prenatal DNA test. And you didn't even get Zach's DNA. So how is he the father? I think you're fabricating this, or you got some fake results or something. Then down at the precinct, we see Maurice turning himself in. And Sabrina's like, "You can't do that. Wait for the lawyer." Maurice is like, "It's already done. I'm turning myself in." Back at the law firm, we see Karen walking down the hallway and she sees Andy. Andy's like, "What are you doing here? We could talk about this." Karen's like, "I'm here for this." And that's when she takes out her gun and she shoots Fatima. And I'm like, down on my luck, back against the wind. I really think Fatima got shot, or was this a figment of Karen's imagination? But if Fatima really did get shot, Karen better look out, because she's not going to be alive no more once Madam find out. But let me know, do y'all think Zach is really the daddy, or was the results fabricated? Please be sure to let me know down in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications. Bye.